Russell Gahagan here from Russell's Fishing Tech, coming at you live with another video. Want to talk today about the 2025 new Salmon Candy Fly Colors. We've got 5 new colors. It's our biggest introduction of fly colors since I started the company back in 2014. A couple reasons why, actually 3 main reasons. Number 1, first and foremost, we discontinued 3 colors, which is also the largest discontinue we ever done. We discontinued Vision, just purely on sales. We discontinued Green Willy, and we discontinued Aqua Wizard. Green Willy and Aqua Wizard we discontinued because they were just simply too close to Mercy and No Mercy, that I felt like we could do a better job with a couple other colors of covering some gaps that I felt like we should be covering, that we weren't. So the next reason is we had several flies that have either been Black Friday flies the last couple of years or our monthly customs that simply just worked and caught a ton of fish. And I felt like, we needed to make these. Too many people were asking for them. They were too good for us not to make. Lastly, if you look at the main manufacturers out there, the major brands who sell flies, a lot of them have, 100 plus SKUs of flies. We have like less than 2 dozen. So it isn't something necessarily that I felt like we have to have that volume. I actually don't want that volume. At Salmon Candy, I sort of pride myself upon developing proven products that work and trying to give the customer base a good selection without too big of a selection of products. But I did feel like there were some holes that we're going to cover in our group here in our fly selection. I'm going to start with one of those holes right away, which was a Black Friday color from a couple of years ago, called Hyper Green UV. This fly, we just purely, I felt like needed more green in our arsenal. We got a lot of blue flies. We do have some green flies, but we needed a lighter green. On Lake Ontario and on Lake Michigan, this bright or lighter green, as I like to call it, really produces well for kings, and particularly in July and August. A lot of patterns out there that this really goes well with and is successful with. So to me, this was a Black Friday color that really was productive and a lot of customers were asking for. And I just felt like it filled, that hole in the green that I felt like we needed. It's got UV in it, so it's a shiny, bright, sunny fly. One other kind of bright green fly, so we added a couple bright green flies to the mix, but really gives a totally different look, is the Kryptonite UV. While it is UV, it's got a ton of silver in it. For those of you who like Milwaukee Minnow out there, which is a great July and August fly, this gives you kind of more of a green version of Milwaukee Minnow. That silver material is not used a lot by a lot of fly manufacturers, and we've seen a lot of success, with the silver strings and the silver mylar in our flies that we have made with them. So I did want to get this fly into production. Another great July and August fly. For earlier in the summer, that prime month of June and early July when the kings are biting on the Wisconsin side of Lake Michigan and on the Michigan side, we know we depend a lot on blue flies. Colors like Mercy UV, Glowing Leprechaun, Naughty Leprechaun. So we came out with Megatron UV. Again, this was a monthly custom at the same time as Kryptonite UV. It was just a dynamite fly for way too many anglers. I had a ton of anglers tell me it was their best fly, of the year last year. So again, it's got that same silver material I like in there, which makes it quite a bit different than Naughty Leprechaun and Glowing Leprechaun. Does have some UV in it, so it's a little more similar to Mercy UV, but quite a bit different than the Aqua Wizard that we discontinued, and quite a bit different than Mercy UV, so gives us another blue fly look. White Magic. We have seen incredible growth of success with our flies that have the white glow rubber legs. Over the course of the last 2 years, maybe even 3, I would say, Glowing Leprechaun and Glowing Mint Leprechaun have came on as top 5 selling and producing flies for us. Right in there with, Illumination UV and Mercy UV, Glowing Leprechaun and Glowing Mint Leprechaun have been on fire. So I just wanted a sunny day version, something that we could run deeper down in the water column or up high in the water column on a bright sunny day, but still had that glow rubber legs so you can put it on right away in the morning and leave it on all day long. And welcome to White Magic. Again, another custom that we did. I think this was actually a Black Friday one for last year. But it's got the white glow rubber legs, and then it's basically filled with UV other than that. And this fly is just an absolute monster. Year-round, high sun, anywhere in the water column. So it's a must-have for most anglers. Last but not least, my favorite of the bunch, and I'm going to be talking about this fly a lot this year, I can promise you, and it has the name for a reason. Tourney Winter. So I just mentioned to you probably my two favorite flies the last couple of years, glowing leprechaun and glowing mint leprechaun. Well, this is an exact cross between the two. It's half glowing mint leprechaun and half glowing leprechaun, and it got its name Tourney Winter from myself because this fly basically helped the team that I fished with for the 2024 Coho Derby. It helped us win the tournament by catching several of the key fish both days that we needed, including the last two on day 2 that we had to have. It was a 5-fish event, five fish per day, and I think we weighed, don't quote me on this, but I want to say we weighed somewhere in the range of like 215 pounds or something like that for 10 fish. So like nearly a 21.5 pound average, something like that, in the ballpark. And Tourney Winter was definitely our go-to fly for that particular weekend. This has got the white rubber legs in it again that we've seen so much success with over the last couple of years, and then it's got a mix of both our famous blue and green material that we have in the glowing leprechaun and the glowing mint leprechaun. I like all 5 of the flies. I'm likely to use all 5 of them this year at different points, but I can tell you right now, Tourney Winter is something that anybody fishing the Great Lakes should have in their arsenal. It's going to be an absolute killer. It was for me last year. I kind of kept it under wraps. This was not a previous, production fly. We did not make this for, any kind of special. This was just something that I came up with and tested last year, gave a few to a few people that I could trust and tested, and it was, it was really, really productive for me. So that is the 5 new Salmon Candy 2025 flies. You can get those at salmoncandyfishing.com or at your local retailer. I'll post links to the flies down below in the description. Tell me some comments on what your hot flies were for 2024. Good luck and good fishing.